Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of the Boarding Kennel's Board Game Blast, a quickfire news bulletin coming out several times a week, talking about all the latest game announcements, new releases, Kickstarters and all the other board game news bits and pieces going on out there. Space! Rockets! Plenty of board games out there have you zooming spaceships about the place, be it a full armada in something like Twilight Imperium or Eclipse, or a single awkwardly designed bag of bolts with an engine on the wrong end in Galaxy Trucker. Leaving Earth from Luminaris takes a totally different tack, letting up to 5 of you battle it out as rival space agencies in the 1950s, all looking to harness increasingly powerful technologies available to get their willing astronauts up into space, probe about on other planets, and maybe even land on the moon. The game sounds like winning and losing hinges on managing risk. Shoot ahead with some brand new technology you found and you're liable to crash and burn, but I don't know, spend too long researching it and some more maverick opponent is going to fly ahead of you and be on the moon before you've even left orbit. There's a pretty hefty 60-page manual, but I don't think you should be put off by that. This looks like a much lighter game than hardcore space and rocketry simulation High Frontier, for example. And much of the rulebook looks like it's given over to handy diagrams, reference materials, and plenty of background about the historic race for space. You can bag the game from the Luminaris website. Check the description at the bottom of the video, and there'll be links for that and all the other stuff we mentioned today. I don't really know what the fuss is about building rockets. I managed to knock one up earlier on with just a few bits and pieces I found around the house. Hidden Roll social deduction game Witch Hunt is in its last few hours on Kickstarter and has already almost doubled its $10,000 goal. It takes some pluck to take on arguably the granddaddy of these types of games, Werewolf, but designer Carl Brockman reckons he's solved a few of the problems some people find with the old title. Okay, super brief Werewolf summary. Up to 24 players get secretly assigned as either a villager or a werewolf. The game alternates between the werewolves killing a villager while the latter have their eyes closed, and then everyone left votes on who they think is a werewolf and kicks them out of the game. The werewolves win when they're no longer outnumbered by villagers, and the villagers win if they manage to kill all the werewolves. Potential problems with Werewolf obviously include the fact that you might just die straight away and be left twiddling your thumbs while all your friends are having a good time. And also that only a few of the roles have associated powers, and some people feel like they get stuck with the boring ones and don't really have much of an input on the game. Witch Hunt looks to mitigate that by keeping characters in the game once they're dead as either angels or devils, who can continue to influence the game in their side's favour, and by giving absolutely everybody a special role and an associated power. Sounds like that might end up getting a bit chaotic at higher player levels, but if any of those things have annoyed you previously about Werewolf, then it sounds like Witch Hunt might be the game for you. There's a full Kickstarter link in the description below. Finally, congratulations to the voyages of Marco Polo! After getting recommended in the more advanced category of the hugely powerful Spiel des Jahres, the German Game of the Year awards this year, Marco Polo's just been named winner of the Deutsche Spiel Prize, which, unlike the SDJ, is voted for by game stores, magazines and clubs rather than a panel of judges. Orléans, which pipped Marco Polo to the Advanced Spiel des Jahres award earlier this year, came in second, while overall SDJ winner Colt Express came in third. More family-oriented games tend to dominate the main Spiel des Jahres prize, while gamers' games tend to do better at the Deutsche Spiel Prize. Which makes it all the more impressive that Colt Express has managed to do well in both. I was a bit worried, and I've been a bit lukewarm about picking it up until this point because I was a bit worried it would wear thin a little quickly, but hey, the German people have spoken, so maybe it's worth a shot. That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe down the bottom there to make sure you never miss one of these bulletins. Come and say hello in the comments. Tell us what you think about the games that have been mentioned today. Come and say hello on Twitter as well, at boardingkennel_. And don't forget to come to the-boarding-kennel.com and check out all the rest of our news, reviews, interviews and all the other bits and pieces we've got going on there.